World Cup team for the women are on this team. They're number 1 in the country. France, who hosts the World Cup, is number 2. So, okay, Reggie Bush joining us. So, it's funny. My mom, I went to Europe when I was a kid. And there was a guy named Johan Cruyff. He played for like Holland. He was a great player. Yeah. And I got this. They bought me this little soccer game. Okay. So I got into soccer as a little kid. I actually liked hockey as a little kid because I had a hockey game. And then I grew up. I lived in the Pacific Northwest where soccer was a big deal. Yeah. Okay. And then I started my stepsons. They started really getting into these video soccer games. Yeah. FIFA. And then I just started. Somewhere in the last 8-10 years, I just got into it. I got the bug. Yeah. And I bought LAFC season tickets. I can't wait for the Women's World Cup.
I can't wait, man.
And people always think if you're a guy and you say that, like if you like soccer, oh, your company or your PC, it will all be glued to the TV for 3 weeks.
Not at all. I went to the Women's World Cup when it was in Vancouver, and I had an amazing time. And they're just amazing. I mean, our women's soccer team, they show up and they play hard.
Huge personalities.
Huge personalities.
Vancouver is the reason I came to this company. I was sitting with my daughter, Naples, Florida, on the couch, and I was watching the World Cup on this network, and they were having so much fun. I turned to my daughter and I said, I'm going to work for that company. Yeah. She's like, really? And I'm like, I'm not going to get into negotiations. I'm going to go work for that company. Reggie Bush. By the way, Joey and I were just talking about this. So usually, like I saw Andrew Luck and I was like, oh, that'll work. Yeah. And most of the time I see a quarterback, and if everybody else likes him, I get it. Matt Stafford out of college, I'm like, that's going to work. Okay, this Tua kid at Bama, Joey and I agree. I like Kyler Murray as an NFL prospect more than Tua, and there's not an NFL exec that probably agrees with me. Yeah. Okay, talk about both of them. I think Murray's a better athlete.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
do you buy into Tua?
I think that's an understatement that he's a better athlete. I love watching Tua, but I think the one thing you think about when you watch him is that he has so much talent around him. Yes. Like their team is so great that you wonder how he would be with maybe a little less talent around him, right? When you got to be the franchise quarterback of an NFL football team, how is he going to be as a leader? How is he going to be? Because it seems like every position, they're stacked, right? They got 2 or 3 guys. Like their second and third team player can go on and start at any other university.
By the way,
right?
He also plays with the lead in virtually every game. Always. He's playing with a huge lead. Yeah. In the games that he's had to come from behind, it's not the same quarterback. And I told Matt Leinart this years ago, I struggled getting a beat on Matt because I'm like, Matt, you never got touched. Never. And you never played you didn't trail big late.
Yeah, no, we didn't trail. We did have some games my last year there where we were trailing at halftime. Yeah. But we never had games where we were trailing in the fourth quarter. Maybe like 1 or 2 that I can think of. The Notre Dame game, obviously. And there was one against Arizona State where we had to come back. But
I remember that.
We ran the football into, to winning the game.
Yeah, no, it's just an interesting thing is if we've talked about this before, Reggie Bush joining us, if you look at the NFL, there's not a great quarterback from most of the big powers. Yeah. Tell me the great Ohio State, the great Bama. Now we have Sam Darnold, USC. Oklahoma has one, but for years, generally the best quarterbacks in the league come from NC State, Cal. Yeah. NC State last year at one point, I think, had 4 quarterbacks in the NFL. Cal has Goff, Aaron Rodgers. So, I'm just Davis Webb, I think, backing up in the New York Giants. Yeah. So there you go. So the draft just happened. And I'm going to address something you talked about last time you were on the show, is that just take the running back position. A kid will now show up to an OTA, and he's been a dominant high school and college running back, and now he's an NFL running back. What is his reality?
His reality is there's going to be 2 or 3 guys that are just like him in his position that he's going to have to compete with. He's going to be faced with, to me, the biggest transition was the speed of the game. I mean, it was so much faster. Like in college, those holes, they stayed open for a while. In the NFL, it's timing. You have to hit them when you see them. And if you don't, if you wait a split second, that hole will close up. And that can be the difference in an 8-yard gain or a negative run.
At the college level and the NFL level, were you coached differently? You were seen as almost a messiah at USC. Was Sean, like when you got to the NFL, more barking, more demanding?
Yes. There was more barking, more demanding, for sure, 100%. There's more responsibility as well on you, the individual, as a professional athlete. I actually felt like, Sean Payton is a great coach, but some of our position coaches that I had, like my running back coach I had my first 2 years in the league, was not that good. And thankfully I had Deuce McAllister in front of me. Deuce was such a great veteran presence that he taught me a lot about the NFL, how to, make that transition to college athlete to a professional athlete on and off the football field. And so I attribute a lot of my early success and a lot of things that I learned from Deuce, having a guy like him. But I felt like, there was definitely more barking. There was more responsibility put on your shoulders to go out and to do the extra on your own. When I was at the college level, it was kind of like, these are your guys, you're all young, it's still very genuine. Then the business side kicks in when you get to the NFL.
By the way, you started getting, now you go pro. You got a lot of money. Mm-hmm. You got a lot. Did you ever see young guys in the NFL change when they got paid?
100%. Really? I still see it now. It happens all the time. You see a guy get a big check, and all of a sudden his personality starts to, go a little bit further and further away from, wait, is this the same guy? Like, really? Who is this person? You know what I mean? And I feel like, listen, money changes people. And I hate to say that, but it is true, And
we gave Joy a raise last week. She's a totally different
Joy's still the same. No, so Joy's never changed.
Spring Joy. No, but not money.
I've seen that happen before.
Yeah, Antonio Brown's teammate, the guy that works over at the other place, Ryan Clark, came out and just said, he literally went on the air and said, listen, I told the Steelers, you pay AV, he's going to change. And it does. I mean, listen, man, you give it. Sometimes we forget. These are 24-year-old guys.
Yeah.
If you'd have given me $19 million at 24.
Yeah. It's that. And that's the part of it that, especially at the college level, you're expected to be, I think fans look at you to be this professional, right? Or they look at you to be this sophisticated athlete, man, and you're not. You're 18, 19, 20 years old.
Did you know what to do with your money?
Heck no. I didn't know. Luckily, I had the right people around me.
Okay, so you had good agents?
I had good people around me. I had good, smart agents. I saved my money. I invested my money the right way. I didn't just, go out and buy a bunch of things for no reason, houses all over here, cars here, vacation homes, private jets.
You didn't do
I
that.
Stayed away from all that stuff.
You didn't do a private jet?
I did a private jet, but I didn't. One? No.
You just leased one.
I didn't even just for the day. Right? Like maybe once or twice. And there were times where, because those private jets get expensive, man. I remember one time
tell me, come on, go, let's go.
I remember one time me and a couple of my teammates went from New Orleans to Las Vegas.
Oh, let me think.
It was for Memorial Day weekend.
And then back.
Okay,
how big was the flight?
It was $40,000 one way. One way. And I was like, yeah, we got to split this.
Well, that's because they have to fly it back.
Yeah, exactly.
So you think one way it's 20. But they have to fly the plane.
Back. That's a lot of money.
Splitting it?
Huh?
You weren't splitting it?
No, we did split it.
Oh, okay.
No, 100%. I wasn't about to fly on that plane with my teammates.
So, by the way, how'd you get back to New Orleans? Did you fly the private?
Private. We flew back private, but we all split it, though. And there was about 5 of us. And so that obviously made it a little easier. But I'm just thinking, like, when I think about some, like, professional guys in the NBAs, right, some of the, best talent in the world, and I hear that they always only fly private jets, I'm like, that's a big ticket. That costs a lot of money.
Somebody told me, I don't know, should I say this? Can I see if something's published so I'll feel better? Hold on, right here. Can you guys talk amongst yourself? I want to see this. I want to see. I don't want to call it out if it's not published.
But I will say, though, that, I've seen guys go broke quicker from just vacation homes, bad investments, private jets here and there.
I feel like less and less of that is happening now. I think all the leagues have made a concerted effort to not only talk to guys about money, but there's also been a lot of examples of where it's gone very badly.
And rookies are not getting those big contracts from the NFL standpoint, right?
But also, you see guys like LeBron and Brady and Durant, and guys are investing in businesses outside of the sport.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm not gonna say it on the air. There's a legendary basketball player who got addicted to private jets, and he's legendary. I'm not going to mention his name. And it set him way back. He had some He got addicted to him. Like, he would fly.
It's very expensive.
It's very expensive, and it's ridiculous that it even costs that much money, you know. And now you see a lot of these private jet companies that are trying to do these deals where you can buy in, and it's still expensive.
Thank you.
It doesn't make it any cheaper.
Good seeing you, buddy.
You too.
Reggie Bush, joy with the news.
No.